guys, TerMINator here, bringing you another wannabe video. So this video is going to be all about clerics, and this will be a bit longer than the rest because I do have quite a lot to say about this class. So in my personal opinion, the only reason why you would ever want to run as a cleric in PvE is either you like having the power to decide who lives and who dies in your party, in which case you're a complete sadist, or B, you realize that as a cleric you kind of have first dibs on who joins your party, and you always get a lot of people coming into your party because you're a healer and everyone needs a healer, everyone is always running to a healer, so you always have an influx of people and you get to pick and choose who belongs and who gets kicked. So on to the builds part. So as you can see, my healer is not the traditional healer because I usually don't play as a healer. A traditional healer would only have 3 to 4 books/relics, and then they would max out their defenses with hats, and then they would also have max amount of armors/clothings. And for monsters, they would have 3 to 4 monsters, preferably dark and light, because it benefits your magic attack as well as your magic defense. So as a cleric, you kind of want to max out these stats as much as possible because they do directly affect how much you're able to heal. Yes, magic defense does affect how much you heal, is a proven fact. You can ask higher level players if you don't believe me, but yes, it has been proven. But at the same time, you don't want to kind of gimp your defenses, because if you do, if your defenses are too low, you will die very easily, in not only in quests but also in guild versus guild battles, because the lancers will just outright kill you. So with that out of the way, let's go on to talk about the relics. So most relics have Heart of Health. There are a few out there that have Heart of Recovery. You don't want that. You want Heart of Health because this procs all your heals. Okay, so stick with Heart of Health. You want to have 3 or 4 if you're maining as a cleric. If you're not, then you can follow my build, where I want to pop in as many relics as possible, so that really helps with my heals. And as of now, I only have 4. I just haven't had the time to max out my other 2 books. So for your headgear, I would recommend having more hats than helmets if possible. It all depends on your look, honestly, just because as a cleric you get a lot of boosts for equipping hats. You can see here on this hat right here, this is actually a balanced hat, meaning that it's supposed to have the same defense and magic defense, but as you can see with the cleric passive, I get a lot more magic defense. Same thing with body gear. You want to have as much clothing as possible to max out your magic defense. As you can see here, I equipped a Tengu dress instead of my Valk dress, just because I would be losing more magic defense than gaining defense. So this is my personal preference. I chose to have the Tengu dress instead. For monsters, it's quite versatile. For clerics, it all depends on what stat you're lacking. So for example, I'm lacking in defenses because I only have 4 of each, so I have a lot of water equipped, which boosts both my defense and magic defense. But if you're a pure cleric, you might have more magic defense, so you might be wanting to include more light monster. So these are the skills I carry as a PvE cleric. I always carry a dignity with me because for most bosses, at the very end, at the final wave, the main boss will do a percentage attack, which will bring all your party members to a really low HP. But do note that that percentage attack will never kill, it will just bring your HP down. So this is the best ability to bring for that attack. So when you see that percentage attack, time yourself. When you see the percentage attack, count 2 seconds and then press the dignity, and then it should bring all your party members to full health if you have the right procs. And if your dignity doesn't heal enough, then just really focus on the squishies and heal them first. I would go next for the area recovery and heal as many people as you can with that, and then focus on the other people with your single. Okay, the next skill you want to bring is area recovery. The reason why you want to bring area recovery as opposed to other area healing skills is because area recovery removes status elements. In most cases, events will have monsters that will either confuse you or paralyze you, and that's why area recovery is so useful there. You can easily remove that status element from your teammates. The next skill is recovery. So recovery is a nice thing to have because it not only removes status elements, the animation is also a lot faster than cure, I think. And then the cooldown is nice and the cost is pretty nice. So I always have 2 single heals because I found that if you have 2 area heals, your cost drains really quickly, and a cleric with no cost causes for a lot of panic, not just to yourself but to your teammates. So always make sure you have enough cost, and if you don't, make sure you let your teammates know. Tell them that, oh, I'm low on cost, so please unison when you can. Next one, heal. Heal is actually very good. I originally thought that heal would be quite useless because of how low the ability power is, and it doesn't do much besides just heal. So, but actually, because of how low the cooldown is, it's very good for pinches, especially like if you're dying and everyone else isn't. You just kind of heal yourself very quickly, and so as a cleric you do get boosts for heal. For guild battles, I don't really have a recommended set because it all depends on what your guild is doing, but a good rule of thumb to follow as a frontline cleric is that you always carry dignity and EE. Right as the guild battle begins, you want to EE and then just use dignity off the bat because you don't know who the enemy is targeting yet. So use dignity, get everyone healed up, and then focus on whoever they're targeting with your single heals or with your area cures. In the last bit of this video, I just want to have a little PSA time for all you non-clerics out there. So just be a little considerate of your clerics, and I speak from personal experience. So when the wave starts, when you're doing PvE and the wave starts, just EE at the same time, please. Don't wait like 10 seconds later after they healed you because you took some damage and then you EE. That's the most annoying shit ever. I don't know why it annoys me so much. Maybe because it makes me waste cost, and I don't know. Maybe I'm OCD. I just like everyone healed at the same time. But whatever the reason is, it's just nicer when you just use dignity and everyone is at full health. So don't be that one person who does not know how to EE at the beginning of a wave. I don't care if you EE later and then the EE is off. That's okay because I can understand. But when the wave first starts and then you don't EE on time, I lose it a little. It makes me want to kill you. It makes me want to let you die in future waves. But you know, I'm not that kind of person, so I don't do that. So here I just wanted to show you what it is like to run as a cleric in real time. I'm here, I'm just waiting for party, and as expected, it does come pretty quickly. It's definitely a lot quicker than if I was running a Lancer, for example. And I'm just checking out everyone's gear. So I am a very picky cleric, so if you bring Heaven's Breath or any kind of reflecting skills that just benefits you, just to keep you alive, I will kick you, no doubt about it. I also look at stats, so DPS wise, if you're not 60, I generally will kick you unless, you know, I sympathize with you, which may happen sometimes, but very rarely. And if you're not above 30k defenses, I will kick you. Just because I don't believe in my own healing abilities. So if you're below 30k, it most likely means that you'll die. That Lancer, for example, I wanted to kick him, but I ran with him before and he survived just fine, so I was like, okay, whatever. And I was just checking stats again. There's only one mage with mass refresh, so I was a little worried at that time, because normally it's better to have 2 mass refresh with Thanatos because of his jinx. So here we're just running, and I was like, hope everyone EEs at the same time, you know? I just really hope. And look, three of them EE. I was so happy. And this chick right there, she just waits. You know, I dignity. I stopped waiting for her, so I dignity, and she's still waiting. And I think she was greeting a friend right there. So I was like, okay, whatever. You know, does she not have EE? I didn't know at that time. I was like, whatever. This chick, I don't feel like healing you, but it seems like you do good damage, so I'm gonna heal you anyway. But I was quite pissed at that point because it's late at night and I didn't really want to do this run, but I think it would have been helpful for clerics to see, or not clerics, but anyone in general to see how, you know, how to function as a cleric. But here, I was kind of sad because I thought, you know, she died because I didn't heal her. But then after replaying the video, I was like, fuck yeah, she wasn't paying attention. It wasn't my fault. I was like, okay, whatever. So yeah, even if you're DPS, don't be a fool. Pay attention because counterattack kills, as you saw right there. And I didn't really like this part because they weren't hitting the same enemy. Normally you would hit the middle at the same time and they would have died. But in this case, they were hitting two separate enemies, which as a cleric you don't want that on your team. It really strains your cost. It really does. And at this point I was okay with cost. I was a little worried that with 4 people we might not be able to make it at the end, because Thanatos does a really huge heal and I was just not sure if we were gonna have enough cost and DPS to do it. They're like, boom, this wave was okay, no one did anything stupid. But here we go, like everyone's E at different times, you know, I'm like, yay. And oh, another thing, so as a cleric you do get a lot of aggro, so most monsters will attack you as you start healing. See here, this guy is just attacking me, which I'm fine with, you know. I just have to worry about healing myself. We're just going. My heals are a little off, it seems. I wasn't really paying attention, I guess. And here you will see a lot of debating on whether or not I should Unison. There we go again. One, that's twice. Why I was debating is because as you can see, my cost is really low, and this dude does heal hard. That's 3 times I was debating. But thankfully these guys, they know how to Unison, and they have quite good ones, so that was a lifesaver. This card is quite boring. I mean, there's not much to say for me. I don't have much to say in these little parts, but the real action happens at the end. You know, like with my current skill, I don't think I would be very good as what is it called, the sports guy, the person who always talks while people are making plays, drilling basketball. Like the stuff they say is pretty interesting, but I don't understand any of it because I'm not a basketball. I'm not a basketball person. Like I watch it, but I don't understand it. So yeah. And Unison is really good if you're low for cost. As I was, it really does help you save costs. So when I'm low, I use really Unison. And here I was like, yay, everything's going well, it's going down, but then the heals, he hasn't healed yet, so I was like, panic. Then I look over and I see Thanatos with the valve with no torso, and I just, you know, I think to myself, whoever made this must really love boobs, or else they would have given that poor chippy some torso to work with. And yay, a dark valve. I really want a dark valve. She's so pretty. And she's really useful, like balance and buffing, come on. Battle Valk is she's fire, but I'd rather have different other things. See, I made a mistake there. I should have gone for the single heal, but I went for area recovery instead. It was dumb of me. I started panicking a bit. Yeah, this is where I really started to panic. There's like jinx everywhere, and I don't think she has mass refresh yet. But I was quite proud of myself, like, oh, she does. Thank God. Okay. No, the second part is when she doesn't have mass refresh. You'll see what I'm talking about. So here, yes, now this happens again. See, that's why you need 2 mass refresh here. And this Bob dude, he freaking EEs while there's jinx on, and my cooldowns are like, not my cooldowns, my cost is very low. And he EEs, but he needs to EE, I get that, but still, like, dude. Yeah, maybe I should have waited for his mastery push, but I didn't know. And I use Eisen again because as you can see, I have 11 costs, and everybody be dying left and right. I think I handled the situation pretty well. Like area recovery here, and then I'll heal her once I get enough cost. But look at them, they're just EE right, left, and at that point I was like, Bob is going to die. And then I try to tell him that, and he dies, but he gems, I think. Yeah, he gems. Okay. I think he knows that I know cost, so he's not raging, thankfully. I say a lot, Thanatos. Okay. And then we finally kill it, thank the Lord. So this was a very stressful run as a cleric, because at the end, as you see, with no cost, it's hard on your team and hard on you. So always keep your costs. And thanks for watching. Bye!